If you've been following my Jumpstart tips for 2025, you probably heard me talk about having goals, and I also talked about dividing life into 5 goals. I think 3 are too few, 7 or 8 are too many, and my strategy includes 5 specific categories of goals. I've even written a book about this to explain it. Let me summarize for you right now. Goal number 1 is what I call intellectual goals. Make a commitment to know something, to learn something that you don't know today. It could be playing chess. It could be learning artificial intelligence. It could be any task that you'd like to learn how to do. But intellectual goals need not be formal academic goals. They could be, but intellectual goals is category number 1. Category number 2 are professional goals. And by professional goals, I'm speaking broadly about anything vocational. What do you do for a living, and where would you like to be in that vocation a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, and what will it take to get there? Category number 3 is what I call financial goals. Financial goals basically mean where would you like to be in terms of savings and investing? What would you like to do in terms of paying down debt and other kinds of things that relate to your financial wellness? That's category number 3, your financial goals. Category number 4 are personal goals. Now, all of these are personal, but what I mean by personal goals are things like your weight, things like habits you'd like to form or break, things like relationships. Personal goals for me have to do with working out, exercise in the morning. Reading is both a personal goal and an intellectual goal. So what you'll find is that these goals are not always mutually exclusive, but holistically, they really represent your life, my life, and where I'm going as an entire human being. One of the challenges is that if we have explicit goals in one area, but ignore the other 4 areas, what we may find is that the lack of having goals in the 4 areas undermines the achievement of the goals in that one area. Now, category number 5, spiritual goals. And I'm not talking about religion. I'm not talking about church per se. I'm talking about what feeds your soul. The reality is we are physical creatures, but without the spiritual, we're just dead. We're a corpse. I mean, a body without a soul is a corpse. A soul without a body is a ghost. And so what things will we do? What habits will we create? How will we nurture our soul? The Bible says that you can gain the whole world and lose your soul. That's what Jesus said. So those are the 5 categories. They are intellectual, they are professional, they are financial, they're personal, and they are spiritual. And what you'll discover is that if you write down 3 things under each category, 3 goals for this year under all 5 categories, that's 15 goals. And then if you look at year number 2, 2026, and then do the same for year number 3, 2027, you will literally have 45 written goals on one side of one piece of paper, and you'll have, in doing that, a roadmap for the next 3 years of your life. Written goals that are that explicit become the guideline, and you have the power to change those goals because they're your goals. You don't want to be a slave to goals. You want your goals to guide you into your future, feeling that having those goals give you control over your future. And at the end of 3 years, you can look back and say, you know what? I've achieved these goals. I'm still working on those goals. And you can start the process all over and scale your achievements out to the future. So take these goals seriously. And by the way, I do have a book that I wrote. I wrote a book called Say Yes When Life Says No. And in the workbook to that book, I have a complete 31-day process in defining the goals. I give you advice on examples for the goals. I even give you time charts where you can assign time for working toward your goals. And if you want that book, just go to my website, dbsoaries.com, and order the book today.